Now, to some people, feeling good, is going out and drinking, or going out and getting laid, or going to church, you know. And when I was young, a little kid, and even in early teen years, going to church made me feel really good. Don't know why, it just did. I liked being in the house of God. But then they locked all the fucking churches. They closed them all because they closed them at sundown because people were going in and stealing shit. So now you couldn't get into church except, during work hours. And I used to see other people stand on the church of the steps and the guy going, who the fuck locks a church? You know? And it was true, but you know what? That left a big hole in a lot of people's lives. So I had to go look and find something else, which was great because I found some really cool shit. Down the street from the church was a Rosicrucian center. So I learned all about that. These guys are open after 7. I'm into it.
Literally, one door shuts, another door opens.
Yeah, literally. But we have, I think, more of a hard time dealing with the positive side of life. Like the way things have been going for you lately. It's taken you years to get rid of that. Where's the shoe that's going to fall? And we still don't totally get rid of it. Because a certain amount of us, as being human beings, we have to stay aware. We have to stay with a certain amount of caution as we move through life. You can't just pretend I'm immune.
Because that's the naive part that, gets me into the kind of trouble. Like at the beginning of the relationship, that magnetism was so high and the draw and the connection was so high that it's like, oh yeah, we can just in 5 months get pregnant, get married, we'll skip all those steps. Well, guess what, assholes? You needed all that time. You know why couples take that time? Because then they're not sitting there 5 months in with a kid, engagement ring on a finger, looking for a house like, who the fuck is this bitch? I have no idea who the hell I'm with, and I've just done all of this that I don't know how to handle, and then I crumbled under the weight of all of it. And it's like, but that crumble was necessary. That was just the universe like, you guys think that structure is going to hold anything? Are you kidding? I can't even call that a foundation. It's literally the proverbial building your house on sand.
Literally the castle on sand.
100%. Of course it was going to crumble. It had no other fate to it but crumbling.
But we're always seeking to that end point where we don't have to do any of this anymore, and there is no such point. It's like, where's the end of success? There is no end of success. There is no end of pursuing.
Death. And that's only in the human experience that comes to, in that particular human experience, this particular body.
That's an adventure that I'm looking forward to.
Right.
And if I get on the other side and it's just total darkness, I'm going to be pissed. We grow up watching TV where life is ideal.
Yes.
You watch commercials where life is just fucking great. Look at that. You got 8 people in the house and everybody's got everything they want and all that stuff, and then you turn around and look at your reality and go, yeah, I'm really not good at this.
Right. That idea is given to us of this is what it's supposed to look like. All right, you got this garbage, you got this baggage out. You had these ideals that were these preconceived notions that you realized were put into your head about the way perfect looks, and happy and joyful and loving and caring and compassionate looks. And you had all these different versions of it. But by the same token, it's like a parent. If I scream at Colin because he's about to walk into the road, that's out of nothing but love, but it sure doesn't look like it by any standard of what I've been shown love is supposed to look like. So there's that right, exactly. So, but that's the whole point, is for him, that's where the confusion starts. It's like, I did it out of love, but all he's seeing is the fear that's just pouring out of me into him. But we've all had that. So after what happened last night of getting through that therapy and processing all that emotion in such a raw, just releasing through tears for 20 minutes, and at one point I'm just bawling, and I just said through it like, I know I'm crying loud, but I'm so fucking happy right now. Because it was that same duality. But after all this research and everything that I've done over all these years to get to this, I'm able to realize even in the moment that this feels painful, but intellectually, because of what I've known, I'm like, this is so awesome, because this is where the growth comes from. But then it led me to last night Now I'm at the doorstep of what you just brought up, and then you're put here. We planned this a week ago. I did not plan to have that happen the night before you were coming here, and then you bring up that part, which is my next step. Well, now that you don't have to keep researching how to not feel shitty anymore, you're out of hell. How do you create heaven, and what is it, and what is that joy, what is that love, what is that meaning and the purpose to you? That's where I'm at, is it's all broad pictures. Yeah, give me your truth, because now I have a blank white canvas that I can begin to create from.
I was gonna say, do you want the truth?
Yeah.
After we deal with this shit, or at least 90% of our shit, and we feel like there's no more shit to work with, and, I can't bake a cake without shit, we go out and find other people's shit. And we go out and find their shit so we can save them from their shit. So there's never a shortage of shit out there.
Right.
And we can keep doing the same thing, which is, okay, I got my shit cleaned up, but your shit's pretty ugly, man, so I'm gonna talk to you and help you clear out your shit.
It's Alcoholics Anonymous theory. It's the missionary theory, yes.
It's the truth, and it's a hard truth to see.
Yeah.
Okay, it's a hard truth to see because it's a statement from you about you that you are not ever willing to give up shit.
We didn't make it through without other people. And even if all you did by yourself was read books and you figured it all out on your own, somebody else still wrote those books. Right. Somebody else still published those books. To what level and extent is my service back to others to help them get through their shit in whatever way? Okay, now it's starting to come, it's literally starting to formulate in my head. I don't have to go to you and directly, individually, like, come here, bring your shit to me, and I'm gonna show you how. I can instead find other people like this, sit down with a microphone, record how we got from shit to the good place in our life and where we're at now. I see, look, your problem, this guy or I personally had this. This is what the problem was, you relate. This is what we did, here's the solution, here's where our life is now, that we went from the problem, our solution, and these are the results you can tangibly see and we can show to you. And there's somebody around you that's still at that point where they need to go chase more people's shit. Because it's a great feeling, it's a great feeling. There's no better feeling I've ever had than helping somebody with a drug or alcohol issue from day one when they walk in to a year later. You see them and their life is completely transformed. They're happy again. They've got that glow. Man, it's a great feeling, but it's still self-righteous and self-serving. It's like, right. Look at how great I am. I'm like Mother Teresa around this bitch.
And until you can get to the point of being genuinely happy that that person made it, and they made it on their own, and they would have made it even if they never met you. And it's the same with all those people back there. You don't look at them and go, well, I feel pretty good. Fuck you guys.
Right, yes.
You look at them and go, you know what? I was that guy who had to figure it out myself. I was that guy in the library by myself, reading books. And I was reading the books that I was led to. And at the time, it wasn't to fix my shit. At the time, it was just this overwhelming, driven obsession with knowledge.
Yes, that's what I've had for the last how many years now.
And I just followed that obsession. And that obsession led me to the things that helped me with my problems and helped other people with it too. But you've got to figure, all those people back there, if you don't go to them, somebody else will.